Good morning, friends. Beautiful day here in the Pacific Northwest. I'm becoming more and more grateful for how cold it is here because it's hopefully balancing the heat in so many other places. And I know that heat is a challenge for many and somewhat of a strain on our taxed environment and our grid systems and producing enough electricity to just keep temperatures livable. And then the other half of the energy may be going to maintaining AI centers, whatever those are. I have actually no clue other than they require fresh, cold water. And when you're in a hot place, one could say, don't we all require fresh, cold water? So I am making this video immediately following a membership gathering and meditation and triads with Anna Molitor and the Thomas Hubel Mystic Cafe. And so the Mystic Cafe is a membership organization. I don't know too many social interaction spaces. I was once a part of Facebook, and they decided that my opinion was not in line with family values. And I have no idea. I didn't really value my family. I was looking forward primarily of getting out of the house as quickly as I could. And I did. Upon graduation from high school, I was like, okay, now I get to live on my own. Sometimes with others for periods of time where we both continue to like each other and then separate at the point where we don't. So, powerful day today. I'm just going to go straight into the tarot card reading that I did earlier in the day that I think you might find helpful for this. We have 2 weeks left. Literally 14 more days after today to complete the Mayan calendar year, which I don't know about your year, but mine has felt somewhat challenging. How's that for a good word? It's been challenging. But I'm feeling very present in this moment and feeling quite alive. And really, my life has been has felt like a roller coaster ride with highs and lows that can be so fast. So it's like peaks and valleys. And today I feel like I'm in in a feeling of being in a plane above the ground and flying, but not speeding, just coasting like the birds I see near the ocean when they're just riding the waves of the wind. So, hello friends, I'm Steve, still being Steve. Haven't come up with a different name I would like to go by, so I'll just remain Steve for now. But when I awoke this morning around 4 a.m., I was aware of an extreme feeling of panic. And so I did some neural regulatory breathing. And after an hour or so, and it was kind of more like almost 2, I was back to feeling calm, balanced, grounded, and centered. And I find these current times challenging. And I do love the growth potential all challenges bring. And my wife asked me to pull a tarot card this morning, and my intuition has been that any cards I pull for the two of us relate to what other humans might be dealing with. And then the cards, if you relate to them, can give you some helpful instructions on good ways to work during what you could call troubled times. I would call these troubled times or troubling times, because I don't know what's going to happen next. And I do feel like we're in the last 2 weeks of the Mayan calendar, and the tarot cards I've pulled for the Mayan calendar year, which goes from July 26th of one year to July 24th of the next year, with the day out of time on the 25th. And the two cards I pulled were the Tower card, which is about reality collapsing and the remodeling of reality. So that was one of the cards. The other card was the Hanged one, which has to do how to change our perspective so we can function within everything crashing and rebuilding. So those are the two cards we got for the year. And these are the last 2 weeks. We have 14 more days of clearing up everything that's troubling us. And if you don't get it done in the next 2 weeks, well, you might have another year. We just don't know yet. But here's the cards we got for today. So the first card we got was the Ace of Cups. And so all aces in the tarot deck relate to 1 year. So here's what the Ace of Cups tells us. We are working towards an open heart and learning what it takes for it to remain open. This is a time of clearing up the past unresolved events. And what will arise is our emotional integrity, which is related to speaking one's truth honestly. Trusting that our communication will land clearly and with kindness, even if the communication is strong. Here comes the cat. So she wants me to feed her, and I want to finish the video. So we're coming to a place where we're coming to a place. We're looking to come into a place. We're working towards coming into a place where there is no dichotomy between what is being experienced inside and expressed outside. Emotional balance requires us to nurture, comfort, support, and heal oneself in equal proportions to how we nurture, support, comfort, and heal others. This is called love with wisdom. And so I also pulled another card. And that card was also an ace. So it's also kind of informing us what we can work with over the next year and what we can work with to get ready over the next 2 weeks before the new year starts. So the Ace of Wands is a symbol of spiritual self-realization, awakening, truth, and authenticity. It's referred to as the torch of fire. And it's a symbol of the uncontrollable life force or being that we are awakening to within. I'm going to read it again. Uncontrollable life force being that we are awakening to within ourself. This next year will be very difficult to edit, rehearse, or hold back any parts of who we are. This represents awakening, or seeing aspects of ourselves so clearly that there is a commitment to burn out any negativity, blocks, obstacles, or obstructions to your inner fire and life force. And just feel that. It's okay if you don't feel it, but if you do feel it, then just feel that. The commitment that you can make if you want to, and nobody's forcing you. The commitment to burn out any negativity and feel it if you feel it. And if you don't feel it, be okay with yourself. Love yourself. Allow yourself to heal for not feeling. And I may not even be feeling it, but I am. But you may not believe I'm feeling it because you're not. And that may be true for you. To burn out any negativity, blocks, and obstacles, but not be cruel to oneself when one doesn't feel like they've burned out all the blocks, obstructions, and obstacles to your inner fire and life force. Take your time with this, is my recommendation. Okay, we also got the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords has to do with resolution of the conflict mind. So, and especially this last couple of weeks may be fairly conflictual. So, moving through conflictual issues. Places where we just feel stuck and that people don't just get us and people are approaching us in the wrong way and people ought to be more sensitive to how we feel. That may be just one aspect, but you might be feeling this. Moving through, which means letting go of and accepting things as they are. Moving through conflictual issues by utilizing the four peaceful principles, which is called the fourfold way in many native cultures. And the four ways are: one, and some of these will remind you of the four agreements, but different native tribes had different verbiage, but the same kind of intention and energy. Show up. Pay attention or give attention. Tell the truth. That's number 3. Show up, pay attention, tell the truth, and detach from outcomes. That's good advice. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. Okay, so then it was, how do we work with all these forces? How do we do these things that we may spiritually would like to see happen, but how do we stay in the present moment as things change for us? And so for that, we got the Fool card. Now the Fool is Major Arcana 0 or 22. And it's a symbol and the principle of courage. because we are in a time of rapid change as possibly never before. And the fool is the universal principle of the space between life and death and life. And this state of consciousness is about change, mystical experiences, transcending, ecstasy, and is transpersonal in nature. The fool represents giving birth to new forms, keeping our focus in the space or threshold between what is completing and what is beginning, sometimes referred to as the liminal space. May these words assist you in the release and integration of events from the past and prepare ourselves for the new arrivals in our changing world. And now must go. So I hope that this video serves you right and serves you well, and that they are the same thing. And once again, I'm Steve, and I'm going to go enjoy the sun while we have it.